On the 100th episode of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Directed by Richard Linklater and written by Richard Linklater and Holly Gent. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So for this spectacular 100th episode of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we went and saw Where'd You Go, Bernadette? April gives this movie 4 stars, and so do I. We'll tell you all about it right after these 2 trailers.
All right. The first trailer was Little Women. I cannot wait. Of course, it's about 4 sisters coming of age in America in the aftermath of the Civil War. Release date, December 25th, 2019. Florence, Pugh, Laura Dern, Emma Watson. It is going to be fantastic. Second trailer is Judy. Legendary performer Judy Garland arrives in London in the winter of 1968 to perform a series of sold-out concerts. The release date is September 27th, 2019, with Renée Zellweger and Jessie Buckley. And it looks like Renée really studied Judy Garland.
It's amazing.
It is.
I can't believe how much she looks and sounds like Judy Garland.
Yeah, she's an amazing actress, Tim.
So before we dive into Where'd You Go, Bernadette, both April and I just want to throw out a big thank you and a hug. This is our 100th episode. We couldn't have gotten here without you, the listener. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate everything that all the feedback we've gotten, and we love you guys. Thanks a lot. So Where'd You Go, Bernadette? This is the story about a loving mom who becomes compelled to reconnect with her creative passions after years of sacrificing herself for her family. Her leap of faith takes her on an epic adventure that jumpstarts her life and leads her to a triumphant rediscovery. This is directed by Richard Linklater, who's known for Boyhood, Before Midnight. He directed Bad News Bears, the 2005 version, and the movie Dazed and Confused. And it was also written by Richard Linklater, who gave us Boyhood, Before Midnight, and Dazed and Confused, and first-timer Holly Gent. So, great cast.
The cast was fantastic. Cate Blanchett, Kristen, Wiig, Judy, Greer, Laurence Fishburne, Billy Crudup, Emma Nelson, Steve Zahn.
This movie has a runtime of 130 minutes. It's past April's 2-hour mark, but you really don't notice. And it's rated PG-13 for some strong language and drug material.
Okay, well, I'm going to dive right in. Rarely do you see a movie where there are so many parallels in your life. For Tim and I, this one was a really good movie. I get a little emotional because it was filmed in Seattle, which is where we lived. They had 1 child, just like we do. And also it's about a very, very successful businesswoman.
Like I am.
And everything that she really does sacrifice for her child. So there was a lot of similarities for me as a very successful and retired business executive. It's no secret that we went through over a decade journey to find our daughter. So I want to just say, what a movie on so many levels. If you're a mom, you have to see it. But if you're a new mom, I really want you to see it because there's a powerful message in there about making sure that you don't give up on what makes you tick.
Yeah, it has a theme of rediscovering yourself. We all have our own muses that we need to follow. And it's just, there's so many great messages in this movie. I know it's gotten some mixed reviews. Seriously, you need to see this movie. Great movie. The acting was really good. Well, Cate Blanchett was amazing.
Yeah.
And so was, I love Kristen Wiig and anything she does, but also newcomer Emma Nelson, who played their daughter,
She was amazing. I can't wait to see her in other stuff.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to see her in other stuff. So, and it had some great, Laurence Fishburne was in there for a little bit. Steve Zahn was in there for a little bit. Megan Mullally from, I can't remember the name of the show. top of my head, but yes, everybody knows who Megan is. So, but except me, apparently.
I also want to say that it's a movie. Women, as everyone does, need to build bridges, not knock them down. There's a divide, if you will, and I know that for me, going from so much business and then leading in the community, PTA, events, Girl Scouts, crossing over, women need to look for ways to work together, not to divide each other. In this movie, you see a little bit of that, but you also see what happens when someone just kind of cuts themselves off from other people in their life and why you don't want to do that. Even as hard as it is as a new mom and everything in it that you have in your life for withdrawals, you got to make sure you get the deposits. So this was just such a good movie. Also, I like the fact that she was different. Not everybody's the same. Not everybody dresses the same, talks the same. I'm one of those women. I do not fit in everywhere, and that's okay with me.
Well, everybody kind of marches to the beat of their own drummer. And in this case, her drummer was really different.
Yes.
So this movie had a great score to it, went very well with the movie. It really enhanced it. The cinematography in this movie was just beautiful. Great shots of Seattle in this movie.
Yes.
And what I thought originally was, because she does go to Antarctica. That's not a spoiler. It was in the trailer. But, I thought, beautiful shots of the ice and the glaciers. But it wasn't actually filmed in Antarctica. That was actually Greenland. So now I want to go to Greenland and check that out.
Absolutely. It was, and I thought the score went well with the movie.
Score is great. So,
I thought that was good, but let's talk a minute about the cinematography. Yes, in Greenland, but in Seattle, I just want to say they even got the streets down.
Yeah.
Just the feeling, the rain, because people always asked him and I, does it really rain there a lot? Yes, it does. But I will tell you, the summers in Seattle, there is nothing like them anywhere.
That's a beautiful place in the summertime. So, the production and design was great. There was really no special effects in this movie. Editing was fine. Pace. Hey, it was an hour and 2 hours and, come on, Tim. Jeez. It was 130 minutes to a little bit over the 2 hour mark, but you didn't feel it at all. The
Not
movie
at all.
moved well. There was nothing slow about it.
Never a dull moment. I thought the dialogue was really well written and also just different characters, just different things going on. Not that many people as far as characters, but they did a good job of the conversations, the acting, I don't know. It was in that movie and it didn't feel long at all.
One of the things I wanted to point out in this movie, they really filled in the character of Cate Blanchett's character of Bernadette by not doing flashbacks, but they did flashbacks in a way that they weren't flashbacks. There was, it's really weird to explain, but for example, they did things where they showed like a documentary about her when she was an architect on YouTube.
That.
So they used different devices for flashbacks in the movie that I thought was really brilliantly done. So.
Yeah. And I want to say too that there is also a theme that when you get hurt, you got to get back up. I think she had something devastating happen in her career early on and, buried it. And had she worked through it, I think it would have helped that respark. So there was a little bit of that message as well, but also family. Family's everything. They were a family of 3, equally important, each one of them. And I liked some of the things they realized along their journey. And I also like the fact that whenever adults can admit a mistake and say that they've learned, that's how you teach your kids. So don't ever be afraid to speak of the truth and where you've made mistakes, because that could be the one time your child or your kid or your young adult learns the most. So I love this movie for so many reasons. I'm grateful that I got to see it, but I walked out of that movie, wow, pow.
As you can tell, we're both very excited about this movie.
Yes, we are. And the Pink Penguin drinks. I asked him to make me one.
You really should go see this movie. It has so many things to give you on so many different levels. And as April said, especially if you're a woman, there's a lot of great messages in here. And this is coming from a guy. So
there you go. Now, I will say, I do think her husband could have been cast differently. I will say that right now. And that's the only thing I have to say. Wasn't happy about that character, if you will. However, everything else worked.
April's not a big Billy Crudup fan.
I'm not, and that's okay.
Well, he kind of plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
I just really, I thought back a lot after the movie, and I would have preferred someone else with more emotion. So I think that it was fantastic. So grab your book club, grab your spouse, and go see this movie. And if there's a bar, which there should be at a movie theater, if you're picking the right one, like the Springs Cinema and Tap House in Sandy Springs, try to hit them up for Pink Penguin. I don't know they'll have everything to make it, but they might could get close.
That was an excellent advertising segue right in there, April. Way to put that in there. All right. Ready for the big announcement? We've been talking about it for the last 10 episodes. Our 100th episode contest winner. Drum roll, please.
Here we go.
Patty H. out of Sacramento, California. Look for our email. You won the $100 movie gift certificate from us.
We are so happy about that. I want to thank everyone, not just for participating in this contest, but for all your support. Tim and I literally picked this out of a very large bowl. So we're very happy to send this to a big fan of ours. And I want to say thank you. Without y'all, we would not be where we are. And we're just so grateful. We're also grateful for everybody sharing the news and helping us network. I'm just grateful. All the film festivals we're invited to and screenings and people asking our opinions, new filmmakers or even very, very distinguished filmmakers, making sure we get trailers and movies when they want opinions. We're so grateful to be able to do this, and we're having so much fun. So thank you, and go for your dreams, folks. Go for your dreams.
Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you again in another 100 episodes for our 200th episode. But thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.